Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Watch Stocks UK. Today we're going to be discussing the watch market and whether we are in a correction or has the bubble finally burst and are we going to see a crash. So first things first, this is just my thoughts, this is not advice. If you do want to seek financial advice, please go to an independent financial advisor. This is just a couple of watch enthusiasts discussing their thoughts and opinions. Okay, so over the last couple of months, we've seen watch prices come down, Pateks, APs, Rolexes. This has got a few people a bit scared. Is this the first step in a big market crash and implosion, or is this just a slight correction because prices have got a bit too high in the short term? Well, I'm going to first run through a few factors which can determine what's causing this, and then kind of come to a conclusion at the end as to what I think is happening. So firstly, over the last few months, we've seen the war in Russia and Ukraine. Obviously a very, very difficult situation, and my thoughts and prayers go out to anyone who's involved and anyone's families who are involved. That's obviously caused a lot of uncertainty in the world. Oil prices have jumped up, stock markets have come down. People are thinking to save their cash for food, clothes, shelter, and possibly the spending on luxury goods has come down. That's probably the first thing to kind of take note of. With the Russia-Ukraine situation and in general with all the kind of money being pumped into the economies, we've seen inflation numbers rise to the single digits or high single digits. So inflation is eroding cash, meaning if you had £100 today, it's worth less in the future. So people may be feeling poorer as their cash is worth less. Buying food, renting out a place, money for cars, clothes, whatever it may be, everything's price is going to be going up. Therefore, people will probably have less money to spend on luxury goods such as watches and other disposable goods. That's also another thing to think about. We've seen inflation cause interest rates to spike up or increase. So interest rates are being used to control inflation. Rising interest rates has another negative effect, I believe, on the watch market. So higher interest rates means that any debt that people have or any loans that people have is going to be more expensive to service them. So mortgage rates will probably go up. If you've got credit card debt, that will go up, meaning that you're paying more money for these loans effectively. That's going to be negative. People have less money to spend on watches again. You've also got higher interest on cash balances. So again, the opportunity cost of saving money, you're going to be more rewarded than if you were spending it on a watch, where you're going to be earning effectively little to zero interest over the last few years. And finally, watches on finance, not something that I do, but if you do buy watches on finance, previously it would have been very, very cheap to do so. Again, interest rates and loans rates being low, now that's going to be ticking up as well, which may be dissuading a few people. We've also seen Bitcoin come down. Loads of people got very, very wealthy off Bitcoin in a short amount of time. Unfortunately, I was not one of them, but many people did. And individuals are spending large amounts of money on goods such as watches, cars. So we've also seen that consumption probably come down as Bitcoin hasn't been trading and trending too well recently, at least in the last few months. And then finally, we've seen stock markets also come down due to what's going on in the world, inflation, interest rates, Ukraine-Russia war. All of these factors together have seen stock markets kind of come down. If people had, I don't know, £1 million worth of stocks and shares, and that's only worth 750k or 800k or 850k, again, they may feel less wealthy and they may be less incentivized to spend on luxury goods, cars, boats, watches in this instance as well. So, in my opinion, this is just a short-term correction. Prices did get and have got very, very high. Ultimately, dealer to dealers is still trading, but there probably seems to be a level at which customers are not willing to purchase these watches. So it seems to me that we reached that level not too long ago. It will come back down. We've seen dealers that I've been talking to and seen online have been discounting to try and get rid of some inventory. just in anticipation if things do move lower and things do get worse. They want to free up some cash. No one wants to be sitting on a stockpile of watches. Very few people can afford to do so and wait till the prices come back up, if they do come back up. So yeah, those are my thoughts. We've seen inflation go up, we've seen interest rates going up, we've seen Bitcoin and stocks not perform so well. These have all contributed to less demand in watches and better uses of potential money. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Hopefully this is just a correction. Even if this is a massive bubble bursting and watch prices do come all the way to the ground, it can be good for us enthusiasts. It gives us the opportunity to buy watches. I mean, I'll be buying watches regardless if I think it's going to go up or down in the next few months, just because I enjoy them and something that I want to spend my money on. If they do go up, fantastic. If they don't, well, I won't be too disappointed. Similar to the housing market in the financial crisis of 2007, 2008, we've seen house prices now come back up since then. So if you do kind of weather through the turbulence, they may well come back up in the future. Anyway, thank you very much for listening and watching. Please let me know your thoughts and comments. Like, subscribe. Let me know if there's any other videos that you'll be interested in hearing about. Thank you very much. Have a good day.